Welcome. You're here early, that's good. Means there's something special about you. The Elysian might look a bit fancy, but she's been through more storms than I can count. She'll take care of you, and if you would be so kind, take good care of her. We got a whole lot going wrong around here. You better train up. We got terrors knocking on our infrastructure, and some mighty strange occurrences going on. I'm afraid our world is at risk. Without people like you, cornucopias might fall into darkness. Better get smart, get trained, and be ready. The storm is coming. I can feel it. I'd like to say we've been through worse, but this time I'm not so sure. Good luck out there. You're going to need every bit you can get.
Yeah, from the basement to the bull run, let's get it. We rise through every flame, we never quit it. I was down, charts red, blood on my paper. Learning every candlestick tear turned me braver. Support under pressure, resistance on my shoulders. Every loss was tuition, now my mind's bolder. Volume spikes in my vision, heat forge my fire. Stop loss on my doubt, take profit on desire. I grind while they sleep, midnight scroll through the data. Rising through the levels, breakouts my creator. They said I'd fold, I told them watch me unfold. Build amidst the blaze, heart tempered in the cold. We build amidst the flames, we never break. Climbing up the charts, making every play. Hard work pays off when the candles burn away. We're gonna make it, shine when the smoke clears day by day. We're gonna make it, watch us storm through the gray. Through every dip and delay, we still on our way. Margin calls tried to choke, turned them into fuel. TM maps in my soul, now I'm nobody's fool. Fibonacci guiding steps, Elliott waves align. Each projection's in a center, step up the incline. Stop loss on my fears, breakouts in my mind. Bull runs in my blood, bear traps left behind. Hard-earned conviction, diamond in the rough. Trading hours till dawn, discipline's enough. The wick burns low, my spirit only grows. Ashes in my past, but I'm blazing forward now. Charts can't contain me, my vision unstoppable. We're gonna make it unbreakable. We forged through the fire, kept our faith unshaken. Analyzed every move, risk reward awakened. Building up our staking, every loss we've taken. We're gonna make it, see us rise when all's been shaken. We're gonna make it, our legacy's engraven in the book of the brave. We're the ones who remain. Let's go! Keep charting, keep grinding, never let it stop. We rise like we shine.
What's going on, Ada Gang? How are y'all doing here today? I know I have been out for a few, but I have definitely been busy. So just want to let y'all know, I'm Ada Ace, the founder of HydroDrip, a Cardano native incubator powering NFTs, DeFi, and marketing for the top tier Web3 projects. So we're built by community and driven by utility. If you're looking for marketing or advisement, reach out to hydrodrip.io today. But this is Strike Zone Daily, where we check the markets, analyze the charts, and then strike when the time is right. But first, let's get that intro, guys.
Welcome to the Strike Zone, lock it in tight. A to H's calling shots in the crypto fight. Welcome to the Strike Zone, lock it in tight. A to H's calling shots in the crypto fight. Welcome to the Strike Zone, lock it in tight. A to H's calling shots in the crypto fight. Welcome to the Strike Zone, lock it in tight. A to H's calling shots in the crypto fight.
Tuition paid, scars from the game. Now we trade flip precision and flame. Strike while it's hot on that on-chain lane. With leverage loaded, he's calling your name. Carter knows the field and the zone is live. Every candle lit up like it's ready to drive. Drip fed moves with a hydro kick. Strike perpetuals, yeah, the plays come quick. So step in the booth, let the markets unfold. This Strike Zone daily where the feelings go bold. Step in the booth, let the markets unfold. This Strike Zone daily where the feelings go bold. Step in the booth, let the markets unfold. This Strike Zone daily where the feelings go bold. Feelings go bold, feelings go bold, feelings go bold, feelings go bold. Welcome to
Alrighty guys, so I just want to let y'all know I had been busy. We have been building a project for over at HydroDrip, and we did get 2 of the 3 tokens to mainnet on the application. So I'll show y'all here in a little bit, but I also want to let everybody know, if you're going to Rare Evo, I'll be at Rare Evo on Wednesday evening through Sunday morning. I got a whole gambit of things I'm going to be going to. I'll be at the Risk booth showing off Drip Flip. So if you're going to be over there, go ahead and find me, stop by and say hi, and I'll show you Drip Flip there. But I actually would like to show you now. So let's get over here. So I do want to show y'all this. This is Drip Flip. It is a token flipping game. So we are flipping ADA and World Mobile token on Cardano. So it is a gambling site. It is licensed out of Costa Rica through Risk Gaming, which is the company that built the product as well. So just to show y'all kind of what you do, you come in, you attach your Cardano wallet, you'll deposit either ADA or World Mobile token. Then you would come over here and you can choose between 1 and 10 ADA for your max bet. You have a pipe with a bucket over here. So this is what is showing you the ability to get to the bonus game, which then allows you to win the progressive jackpot if you do win that. So then you would just go flip, flip, and it flips for you. And you have a 50-50 chance on what token it lands on. And like that, I lost. So just showing y'all how that works there. Let's jump over to the markets. Alrighty, so the last 24 hours by total market cap is SNEX. SNEX up 0.5%. World Mobile is up 1%. AGIX is almost up 1%. We got Liquid down 1.66%. IAG down 1%. Min token basically flat, down 0.06%. Strike is down almost 1%, still over to ADA though. Hosky is down 2%. It's still not 0, but it's getting there. Shin is number 9, and 10 is Indy, down 0.75%, with Kopi still sitting there at 11, but it is down 3.3% today. Let's go over and look at the JPEG store. So I do believe NFTs are going to come back with a vengeance for sure. So since Cornucopias is going to be doing so much of their stuff coming into their land grab and other things like that, if you don't know about Cornucopias, go follow my other videos, go see those. I have full gameplay. I walk through a bunch of things, not enough time to talk about it here, but the custom domes are back in number 1 for the 24 hours with 2100 ADA volume. You have the land, which is the land in their game, at 1900 volume. Baby Crocs Club, old school, back at 1600 volume. Space Buds, old school, back at 1560 volume for the last 24 hours. Pavia popped off. They have some other thing that's going on. I haven't really paid attention to that myself, but they're up in there. Hosky is there with their, I do believe, maybe that's a different one. That's not the cash grab one. The cash grab one is over here at number 10. You have the Bubbles Jet Sprinter for Cornucopias that's at number 9. So you have 3 NFTs from Cornucopias in the top 10 the last 24 hours. So that tells me that I should be looking at Cornucopias NFTs if you're somebody that wants to buy and flip and buy and flip. There. You have Clay Nation at 8 and Dirtbirds at 11 and House of Titans at 12. So let's go back to our TA. Now we're going to do some TA on Cock. I just want to show y'all that I talked about this when we were talking about how it made its higher high, its higher low, and it had made its higher high. So with this motion, we were expecting it to make another higher high up here around the 0.5. We did actually see a complete hit of the 618. It has started to reject, so let's do a little TA on this and see where we can look for a bottom for the next ride up to the 786, and where I do eventually see it coming to is back to the 1.618 at 00828, which I would definitely love that, because that would be, especially from where we are now, that would be another 155% there. So we would definitely like that. All right, so let's close this off here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this motion here, and we're going to see where we want to stop at here. So you want to grab like the most recent bottom. Most recent bottom here before it ran is here. Let's see if we can make this a little bigger for y'all so y'all can see it a little better. So I would be looking for a pull and hold of the 3 level. And if it does get back down to 2.74, that'd be a big buy zone. So if we did come all the way back here, then we could come out back up to the north side, coming back up to where I was talking about up here. So obviously big pulls need to have some retracements. You can stop at the 5. You have already passed the 5, so your next stop would be the 618, which makes sense. That's the golden pocket. And then if you get down below that, 786 is pretty much your last hold before you would come back down lower. There, let's look at Wart, because Wart has pissed me off. I'm sorry guys, I got in way down here, I got out right back at the same level because I didn't hold it, and it has gone up a lot. So from the level I got in to where it is now, we're up 600%, and it went up a whole 800%. So, you know, sometimes you have to have conviction, make sure you're not a little further over allocated, which was my problem. Is I allocated more than I wanted to lose, and when you do that, you make bad decisions. I did secure my bag back to myself. I did not make anything, but I did not lose anything either. Oh well. Congrats to you if you got into Wart. So here is Strike. We have made it back into the 2618 to 3.3618 zone. And we do kind of seemingly have a very odd looking head and shoulders here. Let's go out to the 4 hour and see if we can't see it a little differently. It's possible that this could be a head and shoulders here where you have this motion. Possible. It is ugly, but Cardano native tokens charts are kind of normally a little ugly due to the lack of volume, although this has a lot of volume. Kind of. It has 83,000 daily volume today. It had a lot more volume in the past, but you kind of have a head here, or a head here, a shoulder here, and then you could be kind of creating the taller shoulder for the move up. If not, you know, you're just here, and maybe we're gonna go and play the games here. or it could fall back over and come back down here. TA is TA, you know, so it's kind of fun that way. I don't see any bullish or bearish divergences really on the RSI either, so that's kind of a little bit where we got going on there. Let's look at World Mobile. World Mobile is flat again, but it has actually started a little bit of a flat action. You know, it's a lot better than, you know, just down basically. But as we zoom back in here, we should have a lot of bullish momentum coming into this week, with Rare Evo being there, all the speakers, all the different parties and events and information that's going to be coming out around World Mobile. We may actually get the release date or the release of mainnet while we're there. I could be trying to, you know, just try to have that happen, but, you know, I don't know. But I will find Mickey. We will have some conversations. I will have videos and other things that I'll try to produce while I'm there, to give you the content of Rare Evo from there if you were not able to. I will be in a booth. I have a lot of things I'm doing. I'll be at the DevGov Day. I'll be all kinds of different places. So if nothing else, jump over to my X page and I'll probably post some stuff there, at least pictures or other things there. Now let's look at Bank here on the 4-hour chart. So we're kind of flat here, but I also will have to believe that we'll have some bullish motion on their price action once we get to Rare Evo, and some people have seen that. Our money flow is at the bottom and could find its way going back up. But RSI is not showing us any bullish or bearish on that. Let's look at Bodega. Bodega is still under the wedge. We are still going down, so we still have our target down here. We're looking at 0.227 ADA. That's really far down. It is actually showing a bullish divergence right now. It does have to turn, but this is a 12-hour chart, so it could take a minute for this to happen. But this is down on your price, and then you also have an up motion here on your RSI, so you do have to wait for it to return, and it could just be returning to recheck this, or this could have been the fake out for that breakout. So TA does like to do that. So Taiga, yeah, Rare Evo sounds like a good event for sure. Good time. Yes, it's in Vegas. It can be. It's very, very busy. Very busy. Let's look at SNEC. So SNEC here is still on its progress of going back to the 1.618. So that's what's up here. I believe it's coming up here, especially once things start popping off. It's basically a leverage trade on Cardano. All right, so let's look at the liquidation heat map here. So this is for ADA on Binance, ADA USDT on the perps. Let's refresh, because when I refreshed earlier, it did change. That time it does not look like it changed. Earlier, the liquidity was down here. There was much more liquidity down here. Now the bright color has became up here at 75 instead of down here at 71. There is still a lot of liquidation volume, 93 million, 94 million. There technically may be more down here than up here, although this is 108 million and it is actually closer. We do have green candles up here, so we'll get over to the chart in just a second, but I want to make sure that we do right by BOK AI. They are one of our channel sponsors, and we are about to look at their AI sentiment and technical analysis on the market. So let's get into it here. So BOK analyzes the entire market sentiment, volume flows, trend signals, and momentum shifts, and even feeds me a clear, calculated trade bias before I even open the chart. See, I haven't even opened the ADA chart, and I'm already talking to you about this. We'll look at it in a second. It's like having a second set of eyes that don't miss. Whether I'm scalping the 5-minute or swinging the 4-hour, I always check BOK to see what it is looking at. It cuts through the noise, and it helps me decide to go long, short, or sit still. And if you know me, I don't like sitting still. if you're in DeFi, leverage trading, or even spot, BOK AI's got your back. And trust me, once you use it, you won't want to trade blind again. If you want to use this system I'm showing you, it works only in Discord. So if you don't have Discord, you have to go get Discord. Come over to one of the dexes, either Splash or Dex Hunter or MinSwap or other things like that that have your dex to be able to buy the BOK token. You do need 300,000 of the BOK token to get the basic and 3 million to get what I show you here. I am a channel sponsor, so they gave me the premium to be able to show you everything. There's so much more. I could probably do a 30-minute show just on what BOK AI does, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to do TA on ADA. So let's look over here. Let's run this real quick. You come over here and I trade, S-trade for swing trade. And then we pick ADA, and it's going to do its thing there for a second. So while it does its thing, let's talk about Strike over here. So their liquidity, if you want to provide liquidity, which everybody needs liquidity to be able to trade on this platform, we'll try to make a trade in a minute, but they did change a lot of things about their liquidity. And it does do well for the people that want to provide it. So liquidity providers receive a share of the platform's revenue, including 100% of liquidated collateral, borrow fees paid by traders, and 30% of the opening fees. Earnings begin accumulating immediately upon deposit. Once you deposit your asset, they remain isolated to their specific trading pairs and exclusively used to facilitate trading on the underlying asset. And they say that now because they have 2 assets and many more to come. So just as a disclaimer, so I can help read it for them, you can withdraw your liquidity at any time if there is enough assets in the pool. If all funds are currently borrowed, you may submit a withdrawal request, which will be processed as a pending order. Providing liquidity involves risk. As a liquidity provider, you take the opposite side of the trader's position. This may incur losses. While there are measures to help protect liquidity providers, returns are not guaranteed every day, and past performance is not indicative of future results. That is, as it going down may not be there and going up may not be there. So let's show you here. So ADA's all-time profit is now down to only minus 2.9%. If you remember seeing us 2 weeks ago, that was all the way at like 14%. Its all-time USD profit is up 13%. And they did provide us a new weekly APR and weekly profit that you can see here as well. This last week, the liquidity providers have made 322% APR. SNEX providers have got 535% APR, with a US dollar value weekly profit on ADA at almost $300,000 and a little under $150,000 on SNEC. You do have to have at least 5,000 ADA to be able to provide ADA to the ADA pair, and I do believe it's 100,000 SNEC to provide to SNEC. There is that. So we'll talk about that. Also, if you own this Strike token, it is a decentralized exchange. Their token is what provides the revenue from the opening of the positions and other things there. So you take your token, you come stake it here. It is not custodial, it stays in your wallet, and other things like that. So you have the ability to earn from there. They have distributed almost 300,000 ADA in revenue back to the tokens that are being staked, which is almost 80% of the circulating supply. They're providing about a 7% APR right now. The APR is variable and it is only off of the revenues that the exchange is making. So the more revenue, the more trades the exchange is making, the more revenue you will make from staking your Strike. I do have 1,000 Strike that is staked. I did take profit because I got in the pre-sale. I was up like 14x. So you always have to take profit. Please make sure you take profit along the way. So in the next time will be on the 11th, which is this Sunday next week, something like that. And right now there's 83,000 rewards coming to them, and they have more days for that to fill up. All right, so let's go back to BOK and see what BOK told us. Okay, so it's a long prediction here. 3x leverage is what they like. I like a little more leverage than that. Entry price, current market. Stop loss, 2 bips, down 20% or 0.2%, with a first target of 74 cents. That's up almost 0.5% there, and a second target of 74.25. That's real close. That's like less than a 1% move. So I like a little more leverage than that, guys, but we'll at least show you what they're showing. So they have a medium confidence level, says the time frame may take between 2 and 4 hours. So the analysis here is the 15-minute chart over the past day shows the price has been trading in a tight range, approximately between 73.5 and 74 cents. Several observations support a cautious long position. Consolidation pattern. ADA has formed a narrow consolidation pattern, suggesting potential energy for a breakout, and a breakout can go either direction. Looking higher lows, looking at most recent candles, we can identify a subtle pattern of higher lows indicating a decreasing selling pressure. Our 1 to 2 risk identify targets well within the recent resistance level of 74 cents. So this is a relatively tight scalp trade, so a position sizing average should be managed conservatively. 3x leverage provides enough exposure with minimized liquidation risk. That's because the less leverage you go, the more you have the ability for it to move around. Monitor Bitcoin's movement as it may influence ADA's short-term price. I actually have to say you want to probably look at ETH at this point. You want to look at ETH to see what ETH is doing, because Bitcoin may be doing whatever it wants. And I've seen as ETH runs, ADA runs as well. Not so much as Bitcoin, but when Bitcoin runs, so does ETH. So which one are we really, following? Who really knows? All right, so let's get over into the charts back here in a second, but let's get over and read about Chart Prime, because Chart Prime is another one of the channel sponsors, and we do have the link in the description that provides revenue back to HydroDrip as one of the things that we provide to all of our holders. So a quick shout out to Chart Prime Pro. I don't just eyeball the charts, I use Chart Prime's premium indicators every single day, with whether it's reversal signals, smart money zones, trend strength. This suite gives me the edge. It's clean, powerful, and works on any time frame. I layer it with fibs, volume profiles, and Chart Prime gives me that first signal, the confirmation, and the follow through. So if you're tired of guessing and you want to trade, you want to start trading with data-backed signals, grab Chart Prime Pro through my link and you'll trade like a beast. All right, back over here. Now let's jump into the chart, because we have just a few minutes to look at the chart. I have talked a lot about other things so far. So I do want to say we bounced off of the POC, the previous POC, where we came right through it, found the POC, came up, broke through the value area high, came back, and then tried to escape it, but we did not get accepted into the Q3 of 24's value area. We were still in the 2025's first half value area here. Then we did come back in and we couldn't break out. So as the law of volume profiles say, you should see it revisit the POC. That was the reason why I kept calling for 70 cents. I called for 70 cents for like almost 2 weeks. I didn't want it to go there, but the TA was saying that. Now what we have done is we have bounced, but we haven't exited yet. We have to make sure this isn't a dead cat bounce before we either come back and retest the giant triangle or the value area low again down here at almost 61 cents, around 60.8 cents. So that would be what I would be looking for on the more macro. is if we get above 83 cents with purpose, then we're going for the moon, guys. But let's jump down to the 1 hour chart and start turning on some Chart Prime Pro indicators here. This indicator package here is the Market Dynamic Pro. And let's turn on our shift zones down here as well. Hide all this, open this back up. Oh, we're still drawing. All right, so where are we at here? We are at one of our shift zones here. We're at the top. We do have to break out of that. You do have a loud order block with 15% of the total volume in this entire area, which the only one that is bigger is that one down here below us. And this loud order block that is here is around that 75 cent area, which was our liquidation area for a lot of people. So it does make sense that we would want to break out and at least start tapping it. But if we start that liquidation process, we do have a 64% positive, which would be there's buying pressure in this loud order block, and it could just push it further. You have your value area gap here. You have another block here. It is a soft one, only 6%, but it does have a 69% hit bullish there. And then it could see its rejection back up here at its 80 cents, which would be back close to the value area high up there. You also do have your money flow POC, which price does try to get back to your POC. If you're below it, it wants to come north to it. If you're above it, it does want to come south to it. Nothing is in a particular pattern or time frame. You do have this descending channel that you had here. I do kind of see that we are kind of still in that descending. We've exited it. It was trying to give us a smart target here on our triangle. But that one is done here. This is your trading channel here. So we could come back to see this, and that would find the liquidations on the lower level. So both make sense. This one has a little higher, 16%. This one has 15.85, 16.75. So it's half a dozen. This one is closer to it. So it would be easier for the market makers to take it north. And then once it goes north, you might have FOMO start setting in and go north too. Don't really know exactly there. So let's jump down to the 15-minute chart. All right, so we are right at the zone here. There we go. We have this. We have the top up here. So we could come back, test this one bit here. Zoom in a little more here for us, guys. All right, I think I want to put, let's see, let's check the RSI. Make the RSI a little bigger here. So our money flow is green. RSI is falling. You do have your money flow kind of, or your volume kind of coming off. We are in the 15-minute chart, so you want to make sure you also remember that. Your true 7 is straight down, but that one is, a bunch of different indicators. But I do like that this money flow is basically over the 0 line, and it's just kind of choppy. That allows you to have this just sideways action. And with the waning, amount that you have here. So you have the ascending that is trying to show you here. So we can make this a little bigger here. So there's an ascending, so we could come down to tap this one right here at this value area gap here. So let's put in a limit long on Strike, or at least attempt to, at 73.38. All right, let's try this. It's been a minute. I really like the platform. So let's do a limit. We're gonna pay 250 ADA at, what did we say? What were we looking for? So we're looking at 73.9. 0.739. $73.73. What am I off here? 73.39. Sorry, I was missing a digit. 73.39. Alrighty, and we do 15x leverage because that's how we go. Now let's put our stop loss. If we're gonna do this trade, let's put our deal here. So we'll do this. Let's swap this to our 3-to-1. I like that. I like that. Let's give it just a tad more. So our stop loss 72.8. Let's see if it allows us that low. 0.728. All right, let's try it. Are we gonna get it to go through? We look like it's gonna work. All right, so let's put in our spending phrase here. Oh, I apparently put the wrong one in. Hold on. I know what it is. There we go. So we did get it in. Limit order created. Our limit order is down here. We have a pending because it has to go through the DEX and other things like that. We have $183 in collateral. The long is 89% utilized. So we will have a little bit of a higher borrower fee there. Once it's over 85%, it charges us the max amount there. So let's refresh and see if our limit order, it is pending. So we'll see what happens. So we've there. So let's see if it gets there. If not, I already have a long that I've been in since yesterday over here on BitTunix. They are another exchange that we have here. They have a lot. Hey, what's up, Army Piper? Good morning. Good morning. That means that I have been on for too long if you've made it to my stream. And I actually have. I'm 2 minutes over. I do have some inspections to do for the city, and I only have 2 days left before I get out of town to go to Rare Evo. But here is BitTunix. They do spot exchange, they do futures exchange, they have 40-50 different things, they have all kinds of stuff going on. I really do like this exchange and whatnot. It is a centralized exchange, so it is what it is there. It has its positive, it has its negatives. For it being a centralized exchange, we do have the ability to share some of the fees back to you in USDT to your spot. So if you're a holder in HydroDrip, come on over to our trading channel. There is a link there. If you're one of our OGs, go into your OG channel. There is a little bit of a difference for our OGs. If you want the OG status to be able to get to that, basically all you have to do is boost the server. I'll give you the OG status and you can get that link to get even more back on your spot and futures fees. So that being said, let's jump over here into the things I want to talk to you about real quick. So Mecha Dynasty is going to be at Rare Evo with us, walking around, talking to people, shaking babies, shaking hands and kissing babies. Sorry. So get over there. These are going to be minting 99 ADA. There is a buy 5 get 1 free for 495 ADA. ADA is a little lower than it was when we first started minting, so buy them now. They mint and they're going to buy Bitcoin miners with those. So we have Meme Miners as well. Meme Miners is another project that we are partnered with as well. They're going to buy some of our assets, some of the Mecha assets, some of the other things, Titans, Bank, other things like that. And they're going to be able to yield those revenues back to you as well. So get over there and like them out as well. One more time, let's go back to DripFlip. DripFlip is live on mainnet. So come on over to dripflip.hydrodrip.io. Attach your Eternal. your Lace or your Vesper wallet. It does work on mobile and on the PC, and you can get over there and play this game. It is live, it is gambling, it is real ADA and real world mobile, so you have the opportunity to double up, triple up, or lose it all. That's kind of how it works. And every time that you flip gives revenue to the project and adds to the progressive jackpot. So if you're a holder of any of HydroDrip's assets, whether it be the tokens, the NFTs, or the coming Eternals, you'll be revenuing from this as well. So all that being said, I got to get ready for work and get on over to the city inspections with my ambulance, and then get to training a bunch of new hires today as well. I got a busy last 2 days in real life before I go and have a very busy 3-4 days in Vegas, talking to everybody at the Cardano parties, at the dev day, all kinds of things that we have going on there. So all that being said, I am gonna be out for the day. Y'all have a great day.